Beautiful new Precept 35S here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. If you'd like to see if we have one of these in stock and available, it's very simple. All you need to do is visit the link in the video description or give our team a call here at Haylett RV. We clearly publish what we have in stock. Our website, you'll see exactly what we have in stock because it could vary from what you see here in this video, especially given the popularity of this model and the volume of these that we sell. We put fair market pricing right online. We don't hide behind anything. You know, we don't do hidden dealer fees, things like that. So, you know, hang on here. We've got a lot of good information to cover. I'm going to give this thing what I feel is a quick flyby because there's so much to learn about these that I can't possibly do it its full justice. Now, if you'd like to see what it looks like all closed up, hang out till the end of the video or use your track bar at the bottom of the video to skip ahead and you can take a peek at that. And remember, if you get tired of my nasally annoying voice, you can always mute me or just pause it or whatever. So more to the point, why does the 35S just continue to be among our best-selling motorhomes here at Haylett RV? I think it's got one of the best travelers setups out there, but it gives you the room that you're really going to want to really set up camp and really enjoy a destination. So where to begin? Geez, let's just start with the cosmetics compared to previous incarnations. Jayco has bounced back and forth between tan and white skin and different color decals for the last couple years, and I think they finally hit something here. In the past, we had actually mostly applied full body paint packages to our Precepts just because to help offset the color inconsistencies of the skin. But they've recently changed to this here. They've done a cream skin in the past, but it always looked bleh because it was flat. It was just all cream skin. It just looked like, we called it old man tan all the way around, and my apologies if that offends you and you like the previous color. But what they've done here is this is the standard graphics package. Full body paint is still available. We'll build you one. If you don't like what you see in our stock, we'll build you one to your specs. That's not a problem. You give our team a call, we'll make it happen. But it finally has, like, it's got a painted look, but without the cost of the paint. And it's because all it needed was that little nose accent, that dark nose up front. It really gives this thing, it sets the tone, it gives it like a face and character. And it also helps that it, I look at this thing and I sort of feel like I'm looking at a bus from the movie Cars. It's got personality. I like that. RVs are like people. They have and they need personality, and it's really shining through here. And I think a lot of it starts with two things up front that help start to set this apart. Now, keep in mind, as I go through this, every now and then I'll say something, be like, well, whatever, Brand X does that too. Right, but Brand X doesn't do everything that you see here. They're all good for different reasons, ladies and gentlemen. So what are Jayco's reasons? Up front, we have that 120-inch diagonal, largest in-class wraparound front windshield, seamless one-piece front windshield. Exact same windshield Jayco uses in their Integra Coach diesel pushers, which start at about $250,000 and up. Imported from Italy, one big beautiful piece to give you maximum views of your destination. Now, you may also notice it's got a seamless cap, so there's no areas for water penetration to sneak through up front. A lot of brands have a seamed cap right below that windshield line right there. So once again, just fewer areas where water can kind of try to sneak through. The other thing is your side beams here, where your windshield meets the sidewall. They're really thin on a Jayco. That is so that when you're sitting here and there's somebody in that little, you know, Dodge Neon, that old Neon that's still running around out there, because they're still out there, or Caliber, or whatever, Ford Focus, you can see that little car right next to you. You have insanely good visibility while driving in this. And understand, whenever you have visibility while driving, you have visibility at your destination too. It's not like that goes away just because you take the key out of the ignition. Speaking of visibility, standard thing on all Precepts is your side mirrors. One, they're heated, but two, have integrated side view cameras. When you turn on your turn signal, that camera auto activates, and what we would normally call your touch screen stereo navigation backup monitor, whatever, becomes a rear view mirror, so that you can, or pardon me, a side view mirror, so you can make sure that your side lanes are clear when you're turning. Now, the slide awnings are part of their customer value package, which is a cute way of saying like standard options, which is kind of funny, the phrasing there. Storage. Basement storage on any motorhome is a really big deal. You can see it starts right under the driver's cab on this thing, and it wraps all the way around. And what I love on this specific floor plan is there are at least 3 full pass-through bays. Now understand, on a Class A, we do have a drivetrain that skirts through the underbelly, so you do, you know, it does have the hump over the drivetrain. but there's still pass-through areas, and there's actually 3 pass-through bays on this thing. You have a dual air conditioner system here, twin airs, 50 amp service on this, and you have a 5500 generator to be able to operate those going down the road. Your air conditioners also have heat pumps, so that if you just want to get the chill out of the air without burning up all your propane, you can do that, no big deal. The roof is built just like a diesel pusher. That's one of the cool things on this, like, you know, whether it's, it starts at the Jayco Greyhawk and goes up, even the Melbourne Prestige series. It's got a one-piece fiberglass roof, and the entire roof is built at ground level and hoisted into place exactly like diesel pusher construction. So you're getting that just because Jayco has the engineering on those bigger rigs, you're getting that engineering sort of trickled down through their line here. And that's part of the reason this has double the warranty of virtually anything else in a gas class A. There's almost nothing in more of a gas class A point that has that level of construction or guarantees. The safety features here, you're going to find more safety seat belts inside. You're also going to find more taillights. You have double brake lights, and you have an additional brake light, like an extra Cyclops light there, so that when you do hit the brakes, people can see you. You've got a 5,000 pound tow rating on this, 500 pound tongue weight on that rear hitch, which is pretty standard in this class. I just want to make sure I make mention of that. All of the slide outs are also above the floor on a Precept. That means the interior can be completely carpetless. So super easy to clean. Every inch of this, other than the carpet square that I clean my feet off, is carpetless. You do have power leveling on this, automatic leveling, so setting and braking camp is easy. But an interesting note on these Precepts is the landing gear is actually power down and up. It's power retract. Understand that even a lot of diesel pushers, to save a little money, they'll have a spring recoil. Well, these things are heavy. This thing weighs about 17,000 pounds, 17.7 I think. Well, imagine you put the jacks down and the ground's a little soft. Can you, I'm pretty sure it doesn't take a lot of imagination power. You don't need to be Walt Disney and the Imagineers to imagine, I've used that word too much, the jacks sinking down to the ground. Well, then the ground dries and it hardens. Now you've got to try to recoil those jacks. Well, you have a power hydraulic up system on this. It'll rip the jacks right out of the dirt if you need to. Little updates too, like the little slide out battery tray here. That's a nice touch so that it's easier to get to there. That's something that these hadn't had necessarily in the past. Now right here, this Truma tankless water heater. This is an oft misunderstood thing, and it's a very good feature, guys. On-demand hot water. As long as you have propane and you have any 12-volt power source, you're good. You've got hot water, period. That's all it takes. And you're not sitting there burning propane to keep a tank at temperature. It just live on demand goes. Now, this is the Generation 3. Before this, I was not sold on tankless water heaters. I thought they were a neat gimmick, but I wasn't really in love with them. I didn't really like them. But this one operates, basically it's designed to operate just like you have at a house. So that you can mix hot and cold water out of your taps to get the water to the exact temperature. You don't have to increase or decrease the flow of the hot water, so you don't have to get crappy water pressure just to keep the water warm. You know, it works just like you'd have at a house. Full outdoor entertainment center. This has its own separate stereo, speakers, TV, DVD player. Everything out here is separate from inside. You have true multi-zone entertainment. And again, you've got all kinds of pass-through storage space. Now, a couple things on these. These are all one-piece molds. You can see that there's no seams on here, so they're easy to clean. They're also interior and bottom sealed. Jayco actually takes every motorhome into the shop, lifts it up on a big jack, and bottom seals everything, so road spray can't work its way up in here. And you can see there's lights on both sides of the coach. A lot of RVs, to save money, not all of them, guys, a lot of them, some, I'll say some, they'll only put lights on the camping side of the RV, because that's, people tend to shop this side of the RV, but you use both sides. So Jayco puts lights on both sides. Smarter. Jayco's very good about being smart. Now, all of your baggage doors, they swing open on hinges, as you can see here, so that it's easy to get to everything. You don't have to duck under doors. You don't have to worry about door struts going bad. They're all the nicer metallic slam latches. Little thing I like to point out too is the keyless entry pad. That's a underappreciated feature on these, because if you want to go, you know, bike riding, hiking, tubing, whatever, anything, you want to go do an activity, you don't always want to risk losing your keys, because obviously that's a problem. Well, you don't have to. You got a little code, you punch it in there, and you can leave your keys in the coach and never worry about it. Fires your deadbolt for you. like I said, a lot of features to learn on these. I haven't really covered a lot on this. You know, like I didn't get into all the extended warranties, like, you know, the Ford 5-year warranties on like the drivetrain and the chassis and all that. There's a lot to learn about these, and everyone's looking for different information. I'm trying to give you a quick overview idea of what a Precept represents here at Haylett RV and the benefits that it has. If you have additional questions, which you absolutely should, I don't think I should have answered all your questions in just this video that I'm putting together here, please call our team. All of our team has gone through the exact same training. We are a local dealer. I mean, we live less than an hour from where these things are built. We have physically toured every production line for every brand that we carry. We know how these things are put together. If you have questions, give us a call. We'll take care of you. Like, I haven't talked about J-Ride. I should definitely talk about J-Ride a little bit. Jayco prides themselves on building the quietest riding, best handling gas Class A on the market. That's what their goal here is. So how have they accomplished that? Well, it starts up front. They have additional shock absorbers, extra powerful shock absorbers on the front tires made by a company called Sachs. That's S-A-C-H-S, Sachs. They make high-performance shock absorbers for like racing cars and stuff like that. You know, that's the kind of level that we're looking at here. We have sway prevention bars up front. We have anti-sway additional bars at the back. And what those are doing is they're stopping sway and push from ever occurring, and then whatever does happen is controlled in the back. So this thing shoots straight as an arrow. When you get passed by that big 53-foot tractor trailer, you don't get that big whoosh pushing you off the road. You're going to keep going straight like you're supposed to. They have a full computer balanced drivetrain. So that, because when you have a coach like this, Ford doesn't make a chassis this long. They have to cut the chassis and add chunks in the middle to extend it. Well, that means you have to extend the drivetrain too. So each individual section is balanced and then reassembled and fully rebalanced in that last step. Where that's reassembled and rebalanced, that's the extra stuff Jayco does for ride and handling, so that the wheel isn't going down the road. And in case you're wondering if I'd make that sound again, the answer is yes. Now, above these tires, there's these, they're called rubber isolation mounts is the technical term. If you ever look at them, you're like, oh, it looks like a hockey puck. It's a big chunk of rubber. It's a big rubber shock dampener. They put them on both sides of the tires because this is where the big bouncing of the coach is going to take place. So it dampens the bounce from the road to the coach so that that road shock and jiggle stays isolated at the road level and doesn't translate up into your cabinets, into your cookware, all that, so that your stovetop isn't going rat-a-tat-tat heading down the road or anything like that. It's all these extra things Jayco does to give this its ride and handling package, because the difference on a motorhome versus the insane number of towables that we carry here at Haylett. Here's another Jayco that just came in, Jeez Pete's. The difference here is with a trailer, which is a lot of fun. I am not knocking anybody for trailering. But with a trailer, your vacation starts after you get to your campsite, after you back in, after you put the jacks down, after you hook up. With a motorhome, your vacation begins the moment you turn the key. It's a road trip. Woo! We're having a good time. Well, that's the difference here. And that's really one of the most critical differences between a motorized RV and a towable RV. These give you back more time. It's a return on investment. You get more camp time, more vacation time, more you clocking out from work time. That's one of the biggest benefits of a motorhome. Let's step inside. I've talked enough. So where to begin inside is almost like where to begin outside. There's so many, I mean, even compared to earlier this year, compared to even one small update iteration previous, it's like a whole new coach. This is the best looking Precept I've ever seen. We've been a dealer of this product for many years now. And it's just really, this year, leaps and bounds above where it was previous. Now understand, what's this called? I think this is called the mineral decor. There's different interior decors available. So once again, visit the link in the video description or call our team to see exactly the one that we have in stock, because it could vary from here. So that being said, let's get rolling. 7-foot interior height. That's something I like, because one, I mean, you don't want to feel cooped up in this thing on a rainy day. Because if you're in a coach this big, it's not because you're just a casual weekend camper. You're going to spend some time in it at a destination. It's got to be open, it's got to be airy, it's got to be comfortable. The updates to their color palette, getting away from that waxy looking cherry wood color. It didn't look bad, it looked rich, but oh man, does this just, it's silky smooth. Miss Stacy Stewart down there, she is just doing a knockout job of their interiors at Jayco. From the smallest towable, even their pop-ups look better this year. It's crazy. So again, twin 15,000 BTU air conditioners, dual centralized for maximum airflow. When you see ceiling fans, you're going to see the bigger power ceiling vent fans to give you whole house airflow. And when you, the only hiccup potentially with frameless windows like you see standard on Precepts is they don't suck in a lot of air. They're not awesome for airflow. That's what this thing's job is really for. It overcomes the only real deficiency of a frameless window to power in a 6-mile-an-hour breeze through the RV. It just overcomes the only potential shortfall of frameless windows. Now we have a soft touch ceiling liner in here, much like a diesel pusher, to knock out a lot of that road noise and destination noise. It keeps it much, much quieter in here. Remember how I said other than the carpet squares that I've introduced to this to keep my feet clean, completely carpetless. And here's where it's really obvious, where they went the extra mile, even in the dinette. They never cut that corner. So many brands I see will put carpetless main deck, and then they'll put carpet in the dinette, which is the one place you don't want carpet, of course, because that's where the drinks and the food and the particles fall. So, under both sides of the dinette, you have rear-facing seat belts in this. Not just their manufacturers are required to put a forward-facing seat belt set up here. That's fine. But Jayco's not required to put rear-facing seat belts here. They do so. They also build all seat belts, which you have 3 on this sofa, by the way, plus obviously 2 in the driver's area. So what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You can seat legally, comfortably, seat safely 9 in this coach right here. That's exceptional. Now, are you going to? This is not designed to sleep 9. Some Precepts are designed to sleep 9, but the point is you're not relegated to, no, Jeremy, you have to sit there, and Stephanie, you have to sit there, because Mom sits here. Like, you don't have to have assigned seats. You can move around your coach. You're on vacation. Park your backside where you please in a Jayco Precept. That's a fantastic feature here. The slide is a power gear slide system, which is a very fast-moving slide, too. So when you are setting up, you're set up fast. You're not sitting there holding a button. We have roller shades, like a diesel pusher, on all windows here, and that's a power shade up front to give you all kinds of privacy up there. The sofa is a full fold-out, tri-fold hide-to-bed type sofa. It opens right up to give you just maximum sleeping capacity in this thing. So this is a great couples coach. It's also not a bad family mover. Speaking of moving families, you do have the option of putting a power lift bed up front in the overhead cabin here. We've seen success with this model both ways. I think generally speaking, if folks are looking for an overhead bed, they're looking for more of a Class C. But this floor plan has one major difference. Like a very close counterpart to this is our best-selling Class C here at Haylett RV, and that's the Greyhawk 29MV. It's almost identical living setup. All it is just instead of a closet slide in the bedroom, it's only a bed slide. So it's 2 slides instead of 3. But it's almost the exact same thing. So if you're looking for that additional sleeping capacity with basically, I mean, almost the exact same interior, nearly the exact same kitchen and everything, go to the 29MV Greyhawk here at Haylett RV. You won't be disappointed with that. So, but one of the main differences between a Class A and a Class C is this right here. A Class A, the cockpit, the cab, becomes part of the living room at your destination. So I've got the chair on the left, the captain's chair, set up in driver mode. I've got the co-pilot seat set up in camp mode. But what's really neat on a Precept is you're actually dual power adjust. You're not just driver power adjust, but you're dual power adjust. That's going to be one of your differences between like a Precept and the Elante, which is more of the casual camper's Class A from Jayco. That removable middle pedestal obviously can be there whether you are or are not in transit. I mentioned you've got power front shade, manual roll down side shades, but you can reach those easily, so that's not a big deal. This is a neat thing. At the time of this filming, it's exclusive to Jayco, but I know as soon as their exclusivity comes out, they're going to get, this is going to get ripped off. It has a detachable, magnet-faced GPS navigation system. And here's why I think this is cool. A lot of times people think, oh, I want to get a motorhome so I don't tow anything. And that's a fallacy. You're still probably going to tow a vehicle behind you because you're not going to unhook your whole coach to go to the store to get a can of soup. You know, you're not going to do that. But what I love about this is when you get to your destination, you don't need a GPS in the motorhome anymore. You need one in your local drive-around vehicle. And this is cool because you can detach this. You can go over here to the dinette. You can sit down. You can look up local sites, local attractions. You can plan a route for tomorrow to give you turn-by-turn directions, and then use this in your local car that you use to drive around, your tag-along car that you bring with this. And then, when you get back, you just walk up, slap it on the magnet face, and boom! Charges right up. I don't know if you heard it go bloop, but that's the charging sound. So, again, you've got your automatic leveling over here with you've got your power heat controls, your mirror controls rather, all the things that you need really wrapped around the driver, very driver centric in this. By not going with the overhead power bunk, you actually do gain some extra overhead storage, but notice how all of the cabinet doors are strutted to give you easy access to these things. Now, take a look at our picture tour on our website, because really, to get the most out of the experience, like, the online experience of this motorhome, I really recommend you look at our pictures and our video almost side by side, because you'll see I have all the cabinets, all the lower cabinets and drawers opened right up on this to give you maximum visibility and exposure to see exactly what you have here. For privacy reasons, by the way, if you're curious, there's actually an internal shade in that window you can pull down on the entry door. So you've got a countertop extension, just a huge, massive amount of cabinet space and whatnot here. Now the TV's on a power up down lift. It's purpose set directly across from the sofa so that you've got a window when you want it, or you can power up that TV when you're sitting on the sofa directly across and get like a home theater experience. And again, skip ahead to the end of the video so you can see, how accessible this is in transit. Convection microwave, solid surface countertops, all standard things on a Jayco Precept. Other than the refrigerator, we put the bigger 12 cubic foot fridge freezer in this. Basically, almost everything you're looking at is the standard build-out, because Jayco's found 99% of their dealers kept adding this option or that option, so why not standardize them? By standardizing, you improve quality and you decrease cost through repetition, basically. I love these things. I love pull-out pantries. Anytime storage comes to me, instead of me going to the storage, I'm happy for it. So that, usually the hang-up with going to a 50% larger refrigerator freezer like this, going from an 8 to a 12, or a 10 to a 12 even, and just going that extra 20%, but you usually have to sacrifice a side pantry. That's not the case here in this Precept, because they purpose-built it expecting a bigger fridge to be put in. Now, the one hiccup with this area right here, this hallway, one, it's awesome that it's pure storage. I mean, this is just nothing but unadulterated storage. But I can't really showcase it well visually. It's better experienced in person. So I'm going to do the best that I can here, but as always, I put these videos together to give you an idea. I'm never going to answer everything you possibly ever always want to know. By the way, that big cushion in the back there, that is what goes over top of the dining table if you want to fold that down into a sleeper. Although, with the revisions they've made to their cushion setup, you don't need that anymore, and I'm not sure Jayco realizes that. I think that's just kind of left over from a previous generation, because the cushions that are on the table fit now. They didn't used to fit. They had weird L-shaped cushions. Let me close everything up here before I forget, because, man, I've got a dirty habit of forgetting the bathroom. Take a look at this. Stainless sink, recessed in the bathroom. We've got the same countertops here in the bath that we have in the kitchen living area. That was not true in the past. Precept has stepped up and they've become a little bit classier. I like the high-rise toilet. Makes it a little easier to get there. Now, one thing I forgot to talk about on the outside, and I was kicking myself when I walked in here, I'm going to take the opportunity to talk about now, is the SantaCon system that's standard on these. Here in the Midwest, the local colloquialism for that is the turbo crapper, as not classy as that is. It's actually a fairly good descriptor. It's a power macerator and black and gray tank exhaust. In effect, you can empty your holding tanks in half the time with that system. Now, let me get in here and do some bad camera work and twist around again. I specifically want to take some time to point out this cabinet, because you're looking at it and you're like, yeah, what about it? I've seen a cabinet. First, all the shelves are adjustable, which is nice, but they're removable on purpose, because this is your setup for a washer-dryer area. If you are going to do more of that full timing thing, a Precept is set up to do that. And depending on how cute you want to get, you could always, well, hold on, let me get around here. Pop that out, pop that out. You could probably go stackable in here if you're so inclined. We have the ability to do anything and everything you'd like here at Haylett RV, whether it's hitching pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, or everything in between. So if washer, dryer, and full timing is what you're looking for, we are your everything dealer. We can even help you get set up with tow bars and vehicles that are flat towable, or get you set up with a dolly to put something behind this. Now right here, this big closet slide again is where this and the 29MV Greyhawk really differ hard. It's the cab and this bed slide right here. This gives you that extra room in the bedroom to stretch out. You've got all kinds of floor. Even these drawers are fully extended. I didn't retract these whatsoever. There's still lots of room in here to be able to be comfortable, to get around them. You've got, what, 8 dedicated drawers, plus there's an additional hidden storage pocket behind the TV. The TV's on an easy lift system. Your second air conditioner is located right back here, and you do have the option to do what it's called, I think Jayco used to call it a chill grill, but I call it a quick cool dump. You can open these vents like you see right here and drop all the cold air right here in the bedroom and close this privacy door. What's awesome about that is if you're camping at an area that only has 30 amp service, so you have to choose which AC you want, and maybe you don't want to run the generator, because you could always run both ACs with a generator, but maybe you don't want to. Maybe you're just staying overnight and you don't want to fire it up and put the hours on it. Well, you can kill the main living room AC, turn this on, and there you go. You know, you can just cool off the bedroom real hard, breathe icicles if you want to. Big, deep overhead storage above the bed, and this is a king bed now, which is something that wasn't always true in the past. You were almost kind of relegated to a queen on this, but one thing I want to point out, let me back up here because it's big enough, it's hard to get camera angles on now, is the side stands. Take a look over here. Dedicated side stands, and there's even little extra hidden storage in there, which I looked at that and I went, you know, that's the exact same size as my parents' CPAP machine. So I called the Jayco motorhome guys. I said, that's exactly right. We purpose built it to be CPAP holders, you know, so that you have a place to store your CPAPs in transit. Now, obviously, you could just use it for, you know, a phone charger or whatnot, but the fact remains that you have all that there and available. You've got your dual section shades. I don't know if I was clear on that, but they're dual section shades in the Precept. I think I probably gave you the impression they're nights only. But you do have day and night shades here, so you can still enjoy light but privacy during the day, or you can full blackout, which is nice for sneaking in a midday nap, or I don't know, if you got a migraine or something. But man, the updates on the woodwork and everything are sharp in here. So sharp. I think we're good. I think you get the idea. Like I said, hang out in just a second. You're going to get to see what the slides close. But as always, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for spending the time. Any RV is a big investment. We are more than happy, willing, and able to assist you in making this getting your second RV the first time. That's our goal here at Haylett RV. Help educate you. You know, I'm not throwing payments. I'm not throwing $69.99 or whatever at you. I'm not the used car salesman on the corner. I'm here to educate you. We all are here at Haylett RV. And like I said, I've given you a flyover concept of this. If you want to get more specific, you have specific questions, because everyone camps a little different. You call us and we'll figure out which RV is the best fit for your specific wants and needs. And we will get you camping and you're going to have a great time. So take care, stay safe, have fun, happy camping everyone, and hold on, we'll see you with the slides closed in just a second. And a quick look with our slides closed. The thing that really strikes me the most about this is just how traveling friendly and accessible this is. Now remember, you still have that option for an overhead power bed. That's one of those things that we had done that in the past, and folks just kind of remarked like, oh, that's neat, but I don't really need it. I'm specifically not looking for something like a Class C, but everyone's different. We'll get one built to your specs, remember. But I mean, look at this. Even with the slides closed, this is still a sexy beast. You don't even need the slide open to really enjoy yourself in here. If you stop somewhere and the slide's closed, you can still have a perfectly good time in this. Your sofa is even closer to the entertainment, as it were. You still have, you know, full kitchen access, everything. I mean, this is a really well thought out, well executed model. But one of the things that people often forget about having a motorhome close, they're like, well, can I get through the living room? Well, yeah, you can do that in pretty much any motorhome. But the bed, you notice that the bed is still one piece. The foot of the bed doesn't fold, so you can still access everything here in the bedroom. And that is an area where I've seen a lot of motorhomes, I guess you'd say, miss. So now, are you going to have to crawl into the bed? Yes, absolutely. But can you get to the bed? If you're going down the road and you need to rub the sleep out of your eyes, can you do that? And the answer is absolutely here in this model. So give us a call, 800-256-5196, Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. Take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.